So I just wanted to take a moment and really send a thank you to everyone that's been subscribing. I recently hit 52 subscribers. I was going to do this video at 50, but then it got delayed. So I'm just so thankful. I know I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's a small number, sure. But from, you know, beginnings a month ago where I had 12 or 20 or whatever the number was, it's been great to watch the number grow. And I hope you all continue to enjoy the content, and that's it. So video time. All right, we're back with another melee hunter kind of build kind of video. Really excited to talk about it. It's been a lot of fun, and you'll notice from the video in the background we're doing a bit more DPS than we were doing the last video, so that's good to see. As every build I do, I'm always worried it's not going to come out good, but I'm pretty happy with this one. Normally that's the outcome. Normally we're pretty happy with the build we're going, but sometimes it doesn't happen. I brought up the character enchantment, or the character sheet, I guess, real quick. I do want to just point out the legendary enchant again for someone who may not have watched the previous two videos. I'm not going to read the whole thing like I did previously, but I am going to leave it on the screen for a few seconds here. So if you want to take time to, you know, reread that, or, you know, pause anything, you have the option to do that. Now, going to the rest of the innovations, we'll call them. We picked up Aspect of the Beast. This one we may have had last time. If we did, I really want to point it out a second time. It's strictly beneficial. It's giving us melee attack power. It's also buffing our pet, which is doing more damage than you would think, considering I'm putting nothing into actually having a pet other than getting the Tame Beast spell. So that's pretty good. In marksmanship, I just picked up True Shot Aura. This is going to give us, again, more attack power. It's also giving our party members more attack power. So you're going to be the cool guy in the group if you're giving out all these buffs. Which, so far, we're only giving out one, but it could turn into more. So, again, have pretty good energy with that. In the survival build, survival talent tree, I should say, we picked up a few things. Explosive Trap is a big player right now. It is pretty much all of our AoE damage, and it does really good damage. I'm surprised more people aren't picking this up, because it's anytime I use it, it's my top damage dealer. Now, of course, I'm only using this in AoE fights, so it makes sense when I don't have any other AoE damage that it's going to be my biggest damage dealer, but it's doing really good. So I'm really glad we picked that up. There's some synergies with that I'll point out later on. We also got the Feign Death just for hunter things. Do you need Feign Death? No. Is it nice to have, and are you going to use it? More than likely. It's just a really good thing to drop aggro if you're doing big damage like I am, because I'm a cool guy. and drawing that aggro, so really good. Now, the rest of this is pretty much the same. We talked about Disengage last time. Obviously, Mongoose and Raptor Strike we've had since the beginning. Jumping over to Expose Weakness is one of the talent we picked up. So your range ability criticals, Mongoose Bite, and counterattack criticals grant you Expose Weakness. I'm sorry. Now this Expose Weakness is going to increase our attack power by $% of your agility for 7 seconds. Now, when it says $, it doesn't mean cast money % of your agility. There's an actual number there. It's showing weird on my account right now for some reason. I apologize about that, but it is a flat %. It's not an arbitrary, you know, increases your attack power by boneless pizza for 7 seconds. That's not what's happening. Now, there's other things we may be picking up in the future. I definitely plan to pick up Explosive Shot, so that'll be fun when we get there. Debating on the Black Arrow. We already have a lot of attacking abilities to use, which is the only reason I haven't gotten it yet. So we'll see if it ends up being in our path. As we talked about last time, we got Killer Instincts. Now, this actually was just nerfed as I'm recording this. I saw a patch note as I was opening up the game saying it gave it an internal cooldown, which is unfortunate, but it should still do plenty for us. Now, maxed out, again, I read it last time. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but maxed out, you can really feel it when you're using that. I'm sorry. you can really feel it when you're using those abilities, like counterattack, mongoose bite, explosive shot. So it just feels good. Now the counterattack has been fantastic. I mean, we're using it pretty much every time we use mongoose bite, so it's great to have. It applies another stack of that bleed, so it's a great combination, a great kind of natural synergy with the build going on there. Then Resourcefulness is helping the mana problems I was talking about in the previous episode. This is going to be reducing the mana cost of all traps, hunter melee abilities, and black arrow by 60%. And also reduces the cooldown of those traps and black arrow. This is the reason why I'm thinking about getting black arrow, is this capstone bonus. Or, I'm sorry, not the capstone bonus, but the cooldown reduction. Dealing periodic damage with immolation trap or explosive trap reduces the cooldown of your mongoose bite or raptor strike by 1 second. So it's reducing both of those cooldowns, which is a really good thing to have when our entire damage hypothetically is based around that. Now again, right now I am also putting points to make explosive shot stronger. I'm definitely going to be putting more points into explosive trap as well, so we'll have a lot of fire damage. But in those fights where it's not AoE, we're going to be dealing a lot more damage with our bleeds and with mongoose bite, so that's been going really good. Now in the paladin tree, we did pick up Seal of Wisdom. With the previous talent we were just talking about, you might be able to get away with not going Seal of Wisdom at all. I have Seal of Wisdom because I had the extra ability essence. You normally do in these types of builds, or I guess really any build, to spend some ability essence on quality of life things. So if it stays and we keep it for the entire build, great. If I get rid of it at level 70, great. You know, it serves its purpose. So that's what we have right now. In the retribution tree, I did pick up two-handed weapon specialization. Right now we've been only using two-handed, so it just kind of makes sense. This is going to be increasing the physical damage we deal and your melee critical strike chance by 3% with two-handed melee weapon. So when we say increase physical damage you deal, my first thought is a lot of our damage is coming from bleeds. If it's all physical damage we deal, then that would apply to bleeds as well. Now, of course, on the explosive trap side, it's not going to help with that. That's considered magic damage. But again, it should be a pretty noticeable bleed increase. I haven't personally ran the numbers on it, but if it's anything less than, again, a 3% damage increase, if not even grossly more, I would be surprised. In the rogue tree, not too much has changed. I mean, we still need to still thinking about maxing out Malice, even though I will say with the current rotation, Rapture and Garrot have not been used too much, so I don't know if we're going to end up maxing it out. In the combat tree, we still have Kick. I actually did pick up Blade Flurry for a little extra damage and a little extra AoE opportunities. Now, of course, this is going to increase our melee attack speed. It's also going to allow our attacks to strike an additional nearby opponent for 15 seconds. So, again, kind of a no-brainer. We don't have energy problems, so getting something that costs energy but increases our overall damage shouldn't have any type of drawback. In subtlety, we did get Hemorrhage, of course. I don't remember if we got this last time or not. Again, it's increasing physical damage dealt to the target by up to 13, and again, that's bleeds. We're talking bleed damage. We're talking just grossness. Absolute. We're talking things that are not nice to hear. Things that make your gut turn and boil over. It's not pleasant. You don't want to get hemorrhage and then 5 bleeds on you. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to get hit with a hemorrhage and then fall off a bike and scrape your knee, because it's gonna hurt. That damage stacks, baby. What else stacks is in the shaman tree. We actually got mental quickness. This is going to be increasing your bonus spell damage by an amount equal to 20% of your melee attack power. This effect is doubled if your primary stat is strength or agility. Every time I go a hybrid build, I go this talent tree. I think it's pretty, I don't want to say it's required, but it could be required if you're going a hybrid build. And in this case, it kind of works out because of the explosive trap and the other fire damage we're going to be able to deal. We're kind of going a hybrid build. I mean, I don't think anyone can deny that. So that's why I got the mental quickness along with the other spells in this tree that we talked about previously. In the warrior tree, the only addition I did was trauma. So this is going to allow our melee critical strikes to increase the effectiveness of our bleed effects on the target by 30% for 1 minute. And on top of that, our rend benefits for melee haste, but we don't really care about rend. It doesn't scale super well because we're not going strength. But I hope you can see the kind of inner workings here. This is scaling really well. I hope it continues to scale really well. My only complaint with this build as it is before we got the explosive trap, it was very weak on AoE pulls, and it has a buildup. I mean, you're trying to apply all these bleeds, especially the legendary enchant. That bleed is stacking, so you're not gonna get your damage off just applying one mongoose strike. You have to apply mongoose strike, counter attack, a second mongoose bite, or mongoose strike. So it's a build up, but it's going well. Definitely the hemorrhage helps with that immediate damage. Having counter strike now helps with the bleeds because we can apply more faster, and then having these other things that are going to be making the bleeds deal more damage, explosive shot, so we're not dependent on only the bleeds. All this is kind of combining into a pretty decent build. So going forward, just to kind of summarize, and I'm going to talk about this in the next video I make on the build, we definitely want to get more AoE. Again, I plan to get the explosive shot with the epic enchant that makes it a targeted ability. I'm hoping that will allow us to use explosive shot at melee range pretty much. So we'll see how that works, how that ends up working. And just kind of looking for more opportunities for AoEs. I mean, in the hunter tree, explosive shot is pretty much our best bet. If the explosive shot meta doesn't end up working out and we just have explosive trap, maybe we'll opt into something on the maid side and get some sort of blast nova or even one of the shaman totems. Just something for additional AoE. That's the biggest drawback currently of this build, but we'll see. We'll see as we get closer to level 70. But thank you so much for watching. I just want to say another quick thank you to everyone who have subscribed. I know I've done a little, did the intro, but really want to, it means a lot, and I'm very appreciative. So with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day and rest of your evening. Bye-bye.